Welcome to SmackDown. This is November Week 1's episode. We are 2 weeks into a 5-week build into Survivor Series. Please like and subscribe, hype
Like,
the video,
subscribe,
comment,
hype,
comment down below, share the
comment,
video,
share.
do a little bit of everything.
Yes. Time for me to
Anyways,
drink a lot of water and not talk.
and for me to talk a lot, let's get the ball rolling. Big E opens the show and says, "Last week we saw the start of the qualifying tournaments for the women's and men's elimination chambers. For the men's, everything will continue as normal, and this week we'll have the last two first round matches of that tournament. Now, for the women, due to Mercedes throwing herself into the chamber, I will be modifying the finals. The last two participants standing in the tournament will both make it into the chamber. They will still face one another, though, as now whoever wins that will be guaranteeing a spot in a pod for themselves. The loser, however, will be forced to start the match. Now, with the notes all handled, let's get started with a first round matchup in the women's chamber qualifiers. Asuka and Sol Ruka both come out. Asuka picks up the win. We cut backstage to see the Street Profits are interviewed about their match with the Lucha Bros tonight. Montez says it doesn't matter who they face tonight. They are ready to start making some noise on SmackDown, and tonight is step one to becoming the tag team champions. We then see Cora Jade is walking around asking different women to be her tag partners still backstage, but continues to be denied. Mercedes and Team Bad walk up and laugh in Cora's face that she is unable to get a partner. Mercedes says, I guess it's just going to be a 2v1 next week, and sweetheart, no matter how good you think you are, you don't stand a chance. They walk off and Cora pulls out her phone and calls somebody. We head down to the ring, Lucha Bros taking on the Street Profits. The Lucha Bros pick up the win. After the match, Bloodline Wolfpack rushed down to the ring and beat down the Lucha Bros. Street Profits had already exited the ring at this point, so it's just the Lucha Bros left. Tatum Paxley and Chemical X confront Charlotte backstage. Tatum has a somber look on her face as she speaks about having to face Charlotte next. Charlotte says, "Look, if you want to beat the best, if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. Understand tonight, I'm not going to be taking it easy on you. I want your very best tonight. Do you understand?" Tatum shakes her head and Charlotte heads off. Charlotte walks down the hallway and comes across Jade Cargill. Jade says, "So you think you're the best, huh? Well, I don't see a belt around your waist, so maybe you reconsider who you think the best is." Charlotte laughs and says, "After I win the Women's World Championship, I will gladly come back and take that IC title off your shoulder." Charlotte then heads down to the ring. Charlotte and Tatum have a match, first round matchup in the Women's Chamber qualifier. Tatum Paxley picks up a shock upset win over Charlotte Flair, advancing herself in the tournament. Cody Rhodes is walking around backstage with his title around his shoulder. Drew McIntyre stops him in his tracks and they share an intense stare down. Drew says, "Cody, I hope you understand. When I win this damn tournament, you're locked in that chamber with me. I will unleash the most heinous assault mankind has ever seen upon you." Cody laughs and says to Drew, "There's no need to go over what we both know. If you make it, and part of me hopes you do, then I share the same sentiment as you. I want to beat the crap out of you. So best of luck tonight." Cody then walks off. Phenomenal Egos are in their locker room when a royal chair gets delivered into their room. AJ has a huge smile across his face as he slowly sits down in the chair. Ethan tries to speak to AJ about the tag division and who they're going to face, and AJ somewhat just disregards him. AJ relishes in the chair, and Paige just sits down on the bench next to him. Charlotte is then frustrated walking through the hallway after losing her matchup with Tatum. Jade Cargill confronts Charlotte and laughs in her face about losing. Charlotte just looks Jade in the face and says, "You said if somebody wants to challenge you, the door's always open, right? Well, next week, me and you for that belt." Charlotte then storms off and Jade has a huge smile across her face. We then head down to the ring. Kevin Owens versus Braun Breaker. This is a first round matchup in the men's chamber qualifiers. Towards the end of the match, we see Braun Breaker clothesline Kevin over the top rope. Kevin stumbles on the outside and holds himself up on the corner of the guardrail. Braun Breaker rolls out of the ring and charges around and goes to spear Owens through the barricade, but Owens manages to move out of the way. Kevin stumbles his way back into the ring and the referee counts. Braun tries his best to get back into the ring, but just as he gets to the apron, the referee counts to 10 and Owens wins the match, advancing in the tournament. Sami Zayn meets Kevin Owens backstage after his match. Sami says, "Well, I guess next week we give it another round, huh?" Kevin looks at Sami, obviously exhausted from his match, and just walks past him. Trick Williams is then seen walking into Big E's office and complains about the attack last week from Bloodline Wolfpack. Big E says he understands that he is working on getting Trick some redemption. Trick says he doesn't want redemption, he wants his title back. Big E says, "Fine. How about next week you versus Jacob for the US title?" Trick says that sounds like a great plan and leaves. We then head back down to the ring. Drew McIntyre is awaiting his opponent in the men's Elimination Chamber qualifier. When Seth Rollins' music hits, Rollins makes his way down to the ring. They go one more round into tense back and forth warfare, with Rollins eventually picking up the victory, advancing himself in the tournament. And that is SmackDown.